Hi, it's Anne. Thanks for stopping by. So what are all these circles and circle punches doing on my desk? Well, you know I love playing with circles. And if you've been following my holiday craft series, you will know that I did most recently a December daily, and I took some kind of unusual approaches to putting my page numbers on the December daily. And so many people commented on this cute little angel that I had on Christmas Eve, a very special day, that I thought, why don't we just do a whole video making more angels, more paper angels, not necessarily Christmas angels, but just paper angels that could be used any time of the year as a junk journal element. So we're going to set the little December daily aside, and we're going to look at all of these circles that I have here. Because I want to glue them down right away, I thought, am I going to put them on cards and am I going to put them on tags? Well, what I did is I ended up making, and I saw this idea on Camellia Craft Designs. Julie at Camellia Crafts always has such good ideas, and she made these little pockets from just a folded piece of scrapbook paper, and I made, some out of a book page with paint on it. These are about, it was just like a 8-inch wide piece of paper that I, just folded and then glued top and bottom so it makes a little pocket. But you could glue some blank paper on the back to make it a journal space. She had some adorable little vellum bands there that she had decorated so it could serve as a belly band. But the whole piece, if you didn't want to use it as a journal card itself, you can just use it as a pocket that sticks into another pocket. You could use it as a belly band, gluing it top and bottom and sticking something else inside. But we're going to put some angels on the front. So these are going to be our little carrier mechanisms for the angels that we're going to make today. Oh my golly. So I have a lot of circles here. This is one that I made earlier because one thing I wanted to do that was different this time was to begin to incorporate some different kinds of textures. So I thought I would experiment and see if I could apply a piece of lace to a piece of cardstock. And in fact, that is what has happened here. I have since cut it in half. I used heat and bond, but you could use a double-sided tape. In fact, I have quite a few other things here where I've used a double-sided tape to attach a fabric element to our paper. So anyway, heat and bond, I think the roll that I have, or I bet it's 15, maybe 20 years old. I got it for quilting, for applique, but I still had some of it around. It's just a heat-activated adhesive. Excuse me. Anyway, I cut a circle, applied this lace to the top, and I thought this would be a nice set of angels' wings. So why don't we could use this. I thought I would use this as a body. Here's a circle here that I've folded back. Now I think I want to go with the polka dot here. Oh yeah, that's better. So this is one of the larger circles. And let me do a measure. If you want to see, this one is about 3.5 inches in diameter, maybe just a little bit more. And this one is slightly smaller. Yeah, slightly smaller. Anyway, this is our body. And I have folded the edges like this to make kind of a little A-framed shift dress for this angel. And I thought, then I put a little stamping and a little extra paint there. I could put her arms in that way. So it kind of, I've done it both ways. I think I'm going to leave her dress folded back for now. So should we go ahead and glue her down? I keep saying her. I don't necessarily mean to be assigning gender to a lovely being like an angel. But that's kind of traditional, isn't it? So when you hear me refer to the angels as girls today, I do that with the full knowledge that Gender is not really a factor when it comes to the angels in our lives. Yeah, I folded this back. I've inked the edges. I guess I did do a little bit of work before you came along today. And I'm kind of getting this into my little thumb notch, but I think I'm okay with that. I don't mind that overlapping there a little bit. Since I'm not going to use these little foldy bits, and because I have a little bit of thickness here, I think I'm going to trim this off. And then we'll do some others where I'm doing the folding with you as well. And I'm going to save one of these pieces and glue it to the bottom of this circle because I know the arc will fit because it's off of the same piece. And the reason I'm doing that is I want there to be just a little bit of a step up around this angel's hem, because I'm going to be gluing the dress on top of this, and this is a couple of layers thick. So, well, as long as I have two here and I've got both that thick cardstock and that lace, I might as well not waste either one of those little pieces of book page that I have there. And that way the whole thing is going to be more even. Not that anybody's getting out the spirit level and seeing how even those are. But yeah, this lower part isn't going to be like it's falling off a cliff there. And yeah, let's glue this down. A little bit of an angle for the angel. And then the only other two, oh, you know what? I need to be using Fabri-Tac for the portion that goes over the lace, don't I? It's kind of silly of me to have forgotten that. When we're gluing fabric to paper, fabric or any kind of a fibrous material to paper, the Fabri-Tac works the best. I can still slide that just a little bit. Okay, now let's choose a halo and a head. I think I love that one. And let's choose a little halo here. You know what? I could go with blue. I die cut these little doilies. Yes, I think that looks sweet. Now that little face, I have just cut out of a piece of book page with my 1-inch paper punch, but I think I want that head to be just a little bit thicker because, again, I've got some altitude with the body and the wings there. So let me just add another 1-inch punched out little piece of, it's not exactly chipboard, it's just a cardstock. And this, I think I can slice the bottom part out and have that be flush with the main surface of this pocket. And doilies are always a little bit fraught to glue down because they have all of their little, this isn't a real doily, it's just a little kind of a frilly die cut piece that I did. I spent some time earlier this afternoon at the die cut machine. There's that, and there we go. I'm going to get her little head glued down here. Oh, she's lovely. There we go. I almost wish that I had put a little bit of book page because she looks like she's kind of hovering up there in thin air a little peculiarly. So I think I am going to kind of slide a little piece of book page underneath her to sort of ground her a little bit. I kind of wish I had thought of that before I glued her down, but I've got a little that's going to have to work. Yes, that's going to be fine. I say as I pull it up and hope that it doesn't rip. Yes, that's going to be fine. And I'll put one on the other side to make her a little more balanced. Yes. There we go. And for this, I believe I can just use my glue stick and there's another dictionary page here to just sort of use as a glue surface. I had fun going through the laces and seeing how those might work. There we go. Just sort of slip that under there. And perhaps a little something under there. A little bit or bob. Nope, I think I might add a little something else in later. But there she is for now. She's sweet. You know, I could add a heart onto her front on top of that butterfly. How would that be? Or do I maybe just want that down here? I think I want it down here. I think that the heart is a little bit too big and I like the visual of the butterfly. So let's go ahead and get that down and that gives a little bit of visual anchoring to the whole thing. I think that's sweet. There's a little bit of relief to her face because it's coming up. Let's make another one. I had a piece of flannel that I put some double-sided tape on the back of and cut a circle out of. And but this is probably about the right size for an angel's dress. Although I kind of wanted this as a dress too. I didn't cut a complete circle. This was a little piece out of an address book and I liked that edge. So maybe we save these for the wings. Those are about, those are the same size. I guess the flannel's a little bit bigger. Let's use this for the dress because that's what I was thinking. So we're going to pretend that this is a full circle. And all I do is just kind of fold in a little side here. And then I come around on the other side and just try to get it so that they end at the same spot. Visually, you'll be able to tell if they're balanced. That's about even at the top. And roll this up. That's about even at the bottom. Do those look like they're about the same size? This one's a little bit smaller, isn't it? looks balanced. I think I'm going to come in a little bit more. I don't, her little shift is looking a little too shifty. Yeah, that's better. That's a little more proportional. Now this is one where I might be able to fold this back and give her, because I have this address book page glued onto a book page. I've got some text there, so I've got a little bit of contrast. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with that. Get out a little bit of distress ink, and we'll do a few more. Yeah, I just really had fun cutting out all of these circles. I just cut out whatever was on the top of my desk. I made some out of magazine pages. I had these little bits of fabric. I had some napkins and all sorts. Well, I've sort of relocated those folds, haven't I? I'll have to make certain I haven't fiddled with them too much. There we go. That'll help. Now, what do I want to put this on? It's going to blend in too much if I put it on this. I have another piece. Don't really know if I like that. There's a piece of scrapbook paper from something I got at the thrift store. I think I'm just going to have it folded like this and glue my angel on this little ocean scene. And I'm not going to commit to having that be a pocket right there. I like her arms turned in. Now I need to choose some wings for her, and I'm wondering if we want to go with these red flannel wings. Shall we do that? I'll just cut right down the middle. I could fold, if it's thin paper, I fold it and just have it to be a double thickness, but obviously this is a piece of flannel and rather thick. And this double-sided tape is the same stuff that I use when I make my fabric tape that you've seen me use many times before, the one inspired by my friend Connie. There we go. That double-sided tape works nice, and that flannel is sticking right to it. There we go. Fabri-Tac. And I'm not worried too much with this one about the difference in thickness. There is thickness to that flannel, but it doesn't seem to be quite as thick as that really nubbly lace that I had earlier. There we go. Now let's go for a head. A face. Shall we make her have her face out of a little piece of book page there, and then let's choose a halo. A little vellum halo. Maybe her head should be a little bit larger. To go with that halo. And you know, we might be able just to put, yeah, why don't we go with that and put her little heart right there, like she's bringing it to the sailors at sea. as she's hovering here over the Atlantic Ocean. All right, so we've got this inked, and now I have, this is another little die cut that I've done of a piece of vellum. And let me see if I can get the double-sided tape off the back of this vellum. I hope that'll go down nicely. I think it should. Vellum, you have to be so careful not to glue in a way that's where it's going to be visible. I want to get those paint spatters showing up there. So let's put her halo right here. Yeah, that's going to show up nicely. And all those little doily edges are going to stick down from that double-sided tape. And that went just very easily right through the die cut machine. Don't worry if you don't have anything like that. You can just use a plain circle punch. I've done that many's the time as well. Yeah, that looks sweet. Let me get her little front part of her little cloak glued down here. It was great, just this little scrap of an old address book glued on a book page, and all of a sudden we have something that's just really sweet. The art glitter glue will adhere some paper to a piece of vellum without any problem. Get that right here. We're not worried about giving her a neck. She is not representational art. I could go with the glitter, or I could just go. I think I like that better than the glitter. I kind of wish I had a heart flannel heart. Oh, I don't have confidence that this is going, this punch is going to cut through flannel, but let's have it, let's go through the motions. Nope. Nope. No, I'm that is most definitely not going to work. There's, yeah, the fabric is the wrong consistency, and the glue is gumming up the works a little bit. That's okay, it just popped out. I'll be able to extract that flannel. There. I'm not putting hearts on everything, but I do think it's kind of fun to have them incorporated here. There we go. So this can become, I can cut it this way. It can be a little booklet cover. It can be a tag if it's cut. It can be one of those pockets. It can be lots of different things, but that's a sweet little angel. Let's do another one. I'm kind of keen to do one with these book pages. I mean, not book pages, with these napkins on cardstock. And maybe this one would be nice here. I could make these the wings. And what might be a good, oh, you know what might be nice instead is a little bit of this scrapbook paper. Nope, I'm not going to have enough contrast. I'm going to go with this instead. Make up your mind, Anne. Maybe I can make wings there. Nope, I'm going to have this be her dress. And I will choose something else for the wings. Let's do the dress on the grid. I kind of come in like this. I've often thought if I was going to mass make these, I might do up a little template so I could, put it on the, center it on the circle and fold the little edges around it. But, it just doesn't need to be that precise, and it's not hard to do. There we go. That looks very sweet. I have an idea. I did this with my December daily. I ended up doing it this way. I am going to ink these edges so I can see them a little bit better. And I'm going to cut these little semicircles. I'm going to cut them off, kind of like I did with the first one. That's going to help relieve us of the thickness. But we're going to be able to use these as well. Well, there we go. So here is a dress, but these can go on to another circle and can become little arms. They're not arms, they're just the edges of the cloak, obviously. So this is a thin book page, but I can glue these little things here and cut off the excess and have a nice, and these are thin, so I'm not going to worry about cutting those off. We're doing 2 angels at once here. It is Sunday afternoon as I film this, and if you hear a large, deep-voiced outburst of joy from the distance in the next few minutes, it means that the Broncos game has ended, and my husband is very happy. I don't even know who they're playing today. Not a sports ball fan here, but I like it when my husband's happy, and he is always happy when the Broncos win. A little bit of that napkin coming up here. I have it held down with glue stick, which is a great way to decoupage glue, and apparently, or decoupage a napkin, and apparently adding a little wet glue there to fix it is a great way to get a big piece of schmutz there. That's going to be close enough. Oh, that looks sweet. Okay, let's kind of create some angels. I have all these little dresses going, so you can hardly even tell that there's a missing napkin there because it falls into where there's a white portion of the pattern anyway. Maybe, can I get 2? Maybe I'll put 2 on there. I'll go a little more conservatively with the wings. And where are my... Yes. Another piece of lace that I have put double-sided tape on. I'm just gonna get this where I think it's going to fit. That's where that can go. And This one's a little bit smaller, so I think I'm going to cut this half circle down by about the same proportion. Oh, yes. They can overlap a little bit there on each other if they need to. I think I'm going to finish this one first. Let me find a couple of halos first. That'll be a nice halo. And yes, I can use both of those for halos, I think. Oh, these are kind of nice to glue around too. I forgot I punched out those little pine boughs. All right, now we need some faces here, ladies. Oh, I need to kick up to the 1 inch size. That's 3/4 inch. And that would be nice. And this would be nice. There we go. Okay, I think I'm going to put the halo on the back of her head first and get that affixed there. This little glittery paper can sometimes be kind of finicky, but I think I'm going to be okay with the art glitter glue there. Let's see if I can move that down so that where I believe her chin to be will not have the halo going underneath that. The halo doesn't need to be a chin strap. Looks almost like a baby's bonnet there, doesn't it? No, I think I'm going to leave that. I think it's going to be clear what we have there. Yeah, I think I am going to go with this this smaller one. Now, let me get this glued down. Hadn't really planned to do two, but I like having two on one of these little pockets. There we go. I went to a very rainy afternoon, Sunday afternoon here in Portland, Oregon. I went out to an estate sale and I had so much fun. I didn't get much because I didn't need much. I'm just gonna glue these little wings down. But I did find some wallpaper, and I'm always looking for wallpaper. Every time I go to the thrift store, I'm always hoping that I'll run across wallpapering. You know, wallpapering is so out of fashion with good reason, because honestly, how difficult was it to wallpaper your kitchen? I mean, did we all wallpaper our kitchens in the 90s and the early aughts? I did. Dan and I did. And Dan was really good at wallpapering because he's very tall and he has big wingspan. Oh gee, that was just really difficult. And you want to change it and you'd have to scrape it off. Anyway, that is a home decor trend that I do not miss. But as a result, it's hard if you want to find old wallpaper for crafting. It's hard to find because people have long since unburdened themselves of the excess wallpaper or the wallpaper project that is not to be. And at this estate sale, what did I find? Not only did I find many rolls of wallpaper, I only got two. But guess what? It had this real sort of Edith Holden vibe to it. I don't have it here in the craft room right now, but I think it'd be great like for some journal covers or something. You will see it soon, I'm quite certain. But it was definitely, and they were selling it for $1. So I was really excited to find this wallpaper, and I will have some great fun using it in a junk journal project. I also got a bunch of old books, which honestly I do not need, but there were some really nice ones there, and some old magazines too. I want to do something with old magazines soon. I love looking at the advertisements in old magazines. There we go. And as long as I have these gals here, I think I'm going to maybe give each one a little pine bough. Would that be kind of nice to do? I think I will do that. Now these are tricky to glue, which is why I so seldom use this punch, to be honest. Well, just a little bit of glue stick like that. Will that work? I've tried the, putting art glitter glue on my hand and dipping it in there, and I just always feel like, like it's a dipping sauce or something like that. It's a I guess that might work. There we go. Anyway, you will soon be seeing some wallpaper. I am very excited about it. It just has such that Edith Holden look. Wow, and they had probably 15 rolls of it there. That was some poor soul's project that was never to be. There we go. And I only have, this is a different color. Yeah, I think I'm not going to mess with that. Anyway, look at the fun that we can have with these little angels. And there's just different texture with that lace. I could add a little face. I could add, if I were going to add any features in, I would put just like little demure closed eyes with some eyelashes or something like that. But that's just a little too cutesy. I think I'm just going to leave them here being sweet and lovely and ready to go into some sort of a whimsical journal. And I hope that gives you some more ideas. Enjoy this, guys. Bye-bye.